When do we beat Mexico at the border? They're laughing at us, at our stupidity. And now they're beating us economically. They are not our friend, believe me. But they're killing us economically. The U.S. has become a dumping ground for everybody else's problems. Thank you. It's true. And these are the best and the finest. When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people. But I speak to border guards, and they tell us what we're getting. And it only makes common sense. It only makes common sense. They're sending us not the right people. It's coming from more than Mexico. It's coming from all over South and Latin America, and it's coming probably from the Middle East. But we don't know, because we have no protection, and we have no competence. We don't know what's happening. And it's got to stop. And it's got to stop fast.
We're going to make this decision now. The Fox News decision desk has called Pennsylvania for Donald Trump. This means that Donald Trump will be the 45th president of the United States, winning the most unreal, surreal election we have ever seen. This candidacy starting on an escalator ride 1 year ago and going down against 16 Republican candidates. What started off as unlikely, impossible, is now reality. He said he was always a winner. This did not come without controversy. The billionaire, entrepreneur, TV reality star has defeated the candidate once figured to be undefeatable, besting Secretary of State Hillary Clinton in an electoral college victory that virtually no one saw coming a year ago, a few months ago,
a week
even
ago.
a month ago, even yesterday, and a path to victory that was unlike anything we've ever seen. It did not come without controversy. It did not come without splitting this country in some of the most divisive language. It does come now at a time where his supporters say this is the evidence that Washington was not working. They wanted to kick over the table and do something different.
Donald Trump has seemed to be in the mix of the controversial topics today. Some of his recent comments have been personal and very aggressive to certain groups of people. His comments during his campaign have caused many to feel offended. Not only is Trump the future of America, but so are the students of Fort Lee High School. That's why we have decided to survey a number of students in Fort Lee High School and see what their opinion was on Trump and his campaign.
The hypothesis that we came up with is that more white and European students in the high school support Trump more than any other ethnic group. We proposed this because during his campaign, the group that supported him the most were white and Europeans. We believe that this will translate down to the younger people in our country, especially in our high school. And during his campaign, he had made some comments towards Hispanic people, especially towards Mexicans. He said vulgar things about them, even calling them rapists. And he also demanded that he was going to build a wall and make Mexico pay for it. This caused him to lose this Hispanic support and their vote for him. Trump always supported the white group in America, and most of his supporters were white middle-class working people. We believe that his affinity to white people will show in our results, that even in our high school, they will be the biggest group of supporters.
On August 18th of 2016, 41% of registered voters said they would vote for Hillary Clinton if the general election was held on that day, while 37% said they would vote for Donald Trump, and the remaining percent was given to the other parties. Differences in support across demographic groups are largely consistent with the preferences at an earlier point in this cycle. There continues to be a sizable gender gap in vote preferences. Women favored Clinton over Trump by a 19%, while men backed Trump by a 12-point margin. White voters without a college degree support Trump by roughly 2-to-1 odds. By a smaller margin, college-educated white voters support Clinton, 47%, over Trump by 37%.
Once the students had completed the survey that we handed out, the results came back to us on a spreadsheet. We were then able to analyze and sort through the results and compare them back to our hypothesis. We were able to sample survey 60 people. Looking over the responses that we received, the majority of the people that supported Trump were white and European. As we reviewed the data from other ethnic groups, only 1 or 2 people from each ethnic group had said they supported him, which goes back to our hypothesis being correct.
Hello, what is your name and grade? Hey Jim, what grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
Hey Jim, I was wondering if you supported Donald Trump during his campaign?
Not at all, no.
Okay. Do you think Donald Trump would help prosper the United States?
I mean, he's a businessman, so at first I thought yes, but really, I don't think he has a chance. He has no hope. This country's gonna go down with him, honestly.
Thank you. Do you have any final thoughts?
Man, I really don't like Donald Trump. He's such a jerk, honestly. I wish he got bullied in school.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
The method of research we used was to conduct surveys. We had distributed surveys to a couple of students and they were able to finish the survey in a timely fashion. This is one of the many students that have answered our survey. Once the students had completed the survey, the results came back to us on a spreadsheet. We were then able to analyze and sort through the results and were able to compare them back to our hypothesis. We were able to total sample survey 60 people. Looking over the responses that we received, the majority of the white and European community said that they supported Trump during his campaign. As we reviewed the data from other ethnic groups, only 1 or 2 people from each ethnic group said that they supported him, as this relates to our hypothesis being correct. 55 people said they did not support Trump, while 5 said they did. All 5 of these supporters were male. I think it is interesting to point out as a subtopic that most of Trump's supporters were male, considering that all supporters in our survey of Trump were male. When asked if his comments were racist and sexist, 57 people said yes, and 3 said no. We also asked how many people watched at least one debate, and all but 1 said that they had watched at least one, which to me is surprising because of the losing interest today in politics from the younger age. We also asked if they thought Trump would succeed as president. I was surprised that 50 people said no, while 10 said yes. This means that even though people did not support him, because there are only 5, he was still seen as someone who would succeed, not as much as Clinton though. We also asked if they believed that the country would prosper under his term, and similar numbers, 51 no, 9 yes, to the last question on will he succeed. Because if they thought he would succeed, they probably would believe that the country would prosper. After gathering all this data, all of the Trump supporters were primarily white and European, and those supporters agreed that he will succeed and the country will prosper. In conclusion, even though we live in a very liberal area in the Northeast, the students of Fort Lee High School follow the same support pattern as most of the country, with the white European ethnic group as the biggest supporters of Donald Trump.